If you have been looking for a DIY on how to make this beautiful bridal hand fan, you are in the right place. Come closer. So I made this beautiful bridal hand fan for a special person, and I decided to use these coffee brown feathers to match with her dressing. And this hand fan is also customized. As you can see, the initials of her name. I also used some lace trimmings to beautify it. So if you are interested and you have been looking for a way to learn this bridal hand fan with feathers, join me. Let me take you into the process of making this hand fan. I'm going to be taking you on the step-by-step process to achieve this. So please like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do, so that you can continue watching videos on this channel as soon as they are uploaded. So let's dive into the requirements. So I used a carton, my scissors, uhu gum, my bias trimming. I use 4 yards of this coffee brown feathers, my glue gun, a nude crepe fabric, and of course this plate that I use to trace out my circles. So let's dive into the process. So I'm going to begin by tracing out my circle with this plate. Then I'm going to cut it out with the scissors. And the next thing I'll do is to trace out another circle to attach to the first one I traced. I'm using 2 circles because I want it to be really firm. I don't want it to be looking weak. So I want it quite firm. So I'm going to plug in my glue gun so it gets hot while I'm trimming out my circles. To draw the handle, I still used the same plate, and I placed it closer to the edge of the circle, and I drew another half circle. Just watch me do it. And then I turn the plate again to trace out the handle. Then I'm going to use my razor to cut it out. I discovered it was easier to use a razor than a scissors. Have you liked this video? Please, please, please. It's very important. Click on that like button. Click on it, don't be afraid. So as you can see, I'm tracing out the handle of the fan. And if you see it's bigger than you want, you can still go ahead and reduce the handle. So I'm going to trace it out, cut it out with a razor. So I'm going to place it on the second circle and trace out the same handle I've done on the first one. Since we are going to be attaching the two together, they have to be the same. So I'm going to quickly cut it out. So I'm going to use my glue gun to glue these two circles together. So I'm going to put in a generous amount of glue on one side, and then I place the other side on top and press. And after pressing, I'm going to open the sides again and add glue to wherever it's not yet glued. So after firmly gluing these two parts together, I'm going to bring in my nude crepe fabric to conceal this carton with. So I'm going to add glue on the carton, and then I'm going to attach this fabric on top. So this fabric is going to cover up the entire carton. So I'm going to place the part with the glue on top of the fabric and press. And after that, I'm going to trace out like 1 inch of allowance all round before cutting. The next thing I'll do is to add more glue on the other side so I can fold the edges in. So I'm going to fold all the edges inward with my hot glue. And after that, I'm going to trim off all the excess fabric before proceeding to the other side. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please do not hesitate to leave a comment at the comment section. If you look down this video, you are going to see a thanks button. Please click on the thanks button to support this channel. It will give me the opportunity to create more content. Thank you in advance. So as you can see, I'm trimming off all the excess fabric, and I'll also fold in the fabric on this circle. So after I'm done folding in the fabric, I'm going to cut another round piece of fabric to close up the remaining side. So I'm cutting this one exactly the same size as the circle. So I'm also going to add some glue, and then I attach this fabric to cover up this other side. So after that, I'm going to trim off all the excess fabric. As you can see, it's looking very neat. Our base is already looking neat. So I'm going to begin by embellishing the handle using my uhu gum. So I'm going to put a generous amount of uhu gum on the handle, and then I'll begin to place my bias trimmings on it. So just watch as I do it gradually. So I'm rubbing the bias all around the handle bit by bit, and I'm not leaving any space. So after I finish, you won't be able to see the nude crepe again under the handle. So I'll continue doing so till I cover the whole of this handle. So this is it. So we have our ash colored handle. So the next thing is to start attaching the feathers around the fan. You can either trim them off into bits and attach, or you attach it whole as it is. So for this first side, let's trim it into bits and see how it goes. So I'm going to begin placing the feathers, beginning from the outermost edge of the circle. So I'm done with the first line. So I'm going to trim more feathers and continue with the second line. So I'm going to continue adding the feathers till I cover up the nude net, but not entirely. So on this other side, this is where I'm going to customize her initials. So I'm going to draw out where my feathers are going to end. So I'm just using my free hand to trace out where my feathers will end, so I have enough space to write out the initials. So here I've decided to use the feathers as it is without trimming them off bit by bit. So I'll just attach my glue and then I'll place the feathers all around. So you can decide to use whichever way that goes best for you. But I think this one is easier since you are not going to waste time cutting the feathers bit by bit. So to finish up the edges of these feathers, I'm going to pluck out the feathers one so that the edges should be very neat. So I'm going to be adding uhu gum at the edge of this nude crepe. Then I'll seal it up with the ash colored bias. So I'm going to go ahead and attach a few single feathers to cover up the edges. So I made some few trimmings from a lace fabric that will match so well with the dressing, and I used it to beautify the fan. So to make out a beautiful fan, you have to use your creative mind so that your designs can come out looking so beautiful. So I'm going to continue till I'm satisfied with the look. You can see how these lace trimmings are giving a shiny look in between the feathers. By the way, I love cool colors. I so much love cool colors like this coffee brown. So these lace trimmings are coming to give it a bit of shine. So this is the other side of the fan. I'm going to use these rhinestones to trace out the initials of the name MJ. And what I'm going to be using here is a rhinestone applicator. So I've already plugged it to my power supply and it's getting hot while I'm placing my rhinestones to form out my design. This rhinestone applicator comes with different heads for different sizes of rhinestones. So I'll advise you to use the head that is a bit smaller than the size of your rhinestone so it doesn't burn your fabric. So the head I'm using here is a bit smaller than the size of my rhinestones. Especially if you are using a tulle fabric or a net, it's always advisable to use the head that is a bit smaller than the size of your rhinestones so that it doesn't come in contact with your fabric. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please do, and turn on your notifications so that whenever I upload a video, you will be the first to watch. So I'm going to place my stone applicator on the stones, hold it down for about 10 to 15 seconds and then move to the next one. So that's what I'll be doing till I finish all these stones. So I'm almost done. I'm almost through with the application. And I'm moving to the last one, and we are done with the rhinestones. So I'm done with the stone applicator, so I'm going to unplug it and allow it to cool. So you can see our rhinestones are firmly fixed, and this is the other side. So I also went ahead to embellish with some bigger stones, but this time around I used hot glue to glue them down. So our hand fan is done. You can see it looking so beautiful. Beautiful, right? So this is our bridal hand fan, but not only for brides. Bridesmaids can use it, even wedding guests can use it. So tell me in the comment section, are you going to make one for yourself? The process is easy, right? Just follow the steps and you are good to go. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share to your friends and family members so they too can learn. Thank you and see you in my next video. Bye bye.